Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Eli's Kingdom. And we're back here inside the AFK fishing farm, quite literally inside the AFK fishing farm. It is now episode 5, and I've done some work between episodes just off camera. I've gone and changed this alcove slightly, so the fishing farm's now flush with the wall. Gone with this really nice kind of stair pattern, which leads up to this opening, which is our sky access. And of course, the sky access seems to improve the drop rates of the fishing farm. I've also changed the circuit slightly, so I've going to move the lever to this position here, and I had to do a bit of rewiring behind, but it was fairly straightforward just to get that all working. Additionally, I've gone and changed the roof in this room. I really wasn't happy with what I had before with all the leaves coming in. It just enclosed everything, you know, and you didn't get this feeling of this grand, tall room. I'm still not entirely happy with the current design. I had to put these glass panes in place to stop the skeletons from falling out, because as you saw just before, they seem to sometimes fall with a bit of momentum to the side, and I had to put this really ugly fence gate thing in to keep them in place. So this is entirely functional. It's not very pretty. I do wish there was some better design I could do that looks much better, but for the moment this is entirely functional. I've gone and done the hoppers as well, so all the items, when the skeletons get killed, the items pass into the hoppers. That actually transfers everything into a minecart, and the minecart moves under the floor, kind of goes behind all the circuitry, and then it deposits the items into our storage chest over there. So everything gets filtered and, you know, should be assigned to the correct chests. Additionally, I've done one overnight AFK session just to test this out, and I managed to get quite a bit of loot, so it's looking really good. I think we've got just over 2 double chests on this side, and then on this side we've just got under half a double chest, so for some reason it seems to be filling more on the right side than the left side. But there's plenty of enchanted books, which is really nice. I haven't seen any mending books yet, but I think there was a silk touch somewhere. There's plenty of enchanted fishing rods and bows. I've already gone and taken out a couple of fishing rods and combined them in using an anvil to basically give myself the best fishing rod you can get in the game. So this is one with mending and just, you know, all the kicks that you want. And I think with that I managed to get about 50 or 60 levels on an overnight AFK session. So it's certainly worth building this thing. It's very, very overpowered, and you do get all these good items. I think we need to try and figure out why the items are kind of favoring the right-hand side to the left-hand side. So there's a bunch of hoppers under here, and they get fed into a minecart system as well. So we can actually take a look at this. And yeah, this is just the standard kind of the minecart. What do you call them? Loading station, where the comparator basically detects when items are being passed into the chest there on the minecart, and then I think just when one item passes through, this basically launches the minecart. The second comparator down here will launch the minecart if and when the chest is completely full. That should probably never happen, but it did happen once when my minecart kind of got stuck somewhere. I think it maybe hit a mob and it never made it back to the station, and then all these hoppers basically backed up. So when I eventually sent the minecart back in, the whole thing filled up, and it doesn't seem to work. I don't know where's this guy come from? Yeah, this seems to happen. So this is why I put all the glass in place, just to stop the minecart from being stuck. So if I just go take a look at the unloading station, which is just up here, I don't know what our wolves are doing. These guys have been driving me mad. They're just kind of getting in the way. But yeah, our items basically get delivered into this hopper, and then they get passed down this chain. They first want to pass down into this hopper, but they can't because the torch has this hopper locked. So instead they get passed along to the right and drop down into this circuit. So this is actually the right hand side. And I think the reason why the right side is filling up faster than left side is because this is on by default. What happens is when one item is in this hopper, the comparator fires, this one here, which turns off this torch, and it basically activates this clock. So there's just a kind of standard redstone clock which allows this torch to flash on and off. And I did my homework, so basically the hoppers have a delay of 4 redstone ticks. So this circuit here, the torch gives you 1 tick, so I've got the repeater on 3 ticks, so this should give a delay of 4 ticks as well. So this allows the torch to flash on and off every 4 ticks, which is exactly what we want. But I think think the reason why we're getting all the items in there is when we do our AFK fishing, it's quite slow. We only get one item every 30 to 45 seconds. And I think that's more than enough time for the minecart to travel up here, drop off the item, and make its way back down. So basically, because this is on by default, the items are just always getting transported to the side. So I think what I need to do is probably hook this up to a T flip-flop so we can actually remember the state that this torch was last in. So we'll have one item come in, which will turn the torch off, and then 45 seconds later we'll have one more item come in, which will turn the torch back on. So I think that's all it needs. But I'm not going to do that on camera on today's episode because I have different plans for today. I actually want to leave this room now. We've done this for 4 episodes now, and I think it's pretty much completed. I can't think of anything else which needs to be done here. So I'm ready to leave this project behind, and I'll just get my sword out in case there's any creepers about. I can see you. I see you hiding there. Let me kill this guy real quick. Yep. My wolf should come in and save the day, which is perfect, yeah. So, on today's episode, I actually want to spend pretty much most of it over in our initial base camp. The main reason being is that I think it's finally time to tidy everything up. It's kind of been there since episode 1. I've not really done anything with this area. My storage chests are getting really messy. I just keep on piling chest upon chest. So, I think it's finally time in this episode to start building a storage system. But of course, before I do the storage system, I kind of want to put that in the town center because to me a storage system is the place that you visit the most, so it kind of belongs in a town center. So what I've actually done is I've gone between the episodes, I've gone and made this huge map. I've just kind of explored the biome and put together this area. So this is all of our building space that we have. Currently we are the green dot just there. So I think there's plenty of options for where we could potentially put our town center. I think what I'd like to do now is just pop into my camera account and just kind of have a fly around this area, and we can discuss various options, where I'm going to put this town center, take a look at some of the views and try and figure out just which area feels best to build on. So let me pop into my camera account and I'll catch you guys in just a minute. And there's that handsome chap. I've gone with the tried and tested method of building myself a cobblestone pillar to protect me from skeletons and zombies and all the baddies that spawn on the ground. Hopefully the skeletons won't be able to kill me from here. I don't think they can. But anyway, if we just take a bird's eye view of this area, I think we'll call this option number 1 for building our town center. So this is the initial area which I chose, and I obviously chose it for a reason. It's between these 2 rivers. So it's a very attractive looking area. We do get these mountain views as well, which I think is just absolutely gorgeous. I love the look of these mountains. We can certainly do some sculptures and things on the mountains later on as well. So there's plenty of possibilities. And then being between these 2 rivers, we can do buildings on, the north side. We could potentially build on the east side as well. We got stuff to build on the south side. So I think option number 1 is looking pretty attractive. If we just head further down here, we'll call this option number 2. This is south of the river, and this one's probably a good option as well. It's quite a big area to build on. We got plenty of space off to the east. We could potentially do another bridge over this river going off to the west. We get the village views, which is obviously very pretty. This looks really nice at nighttime as well. The village gets all lit up with the torches inside the buildings, so this could be a good option as well. I think the only thing which puts me off this is we're further away from the mountains. Instead, we have the kind of sand mountain views, which I don't think is as attractive because it's just quite bland. It's all just 1 or 2 colors compared to these mountains where we've got the different textures. We've got the trees, we've got the grass, we've got the waterfall, the stone, the snow. It's a really attractive look, and I just look so daft standing on that pillar over there. So yeah, let's call this option number 2. If we just move further over here, this is potentially option number 3, which is this area to the southeast. It's not a bad one. It does have the ocean views, and I think ocean views is something really attractive in the real world, but in the Minecraft world, it just doesn't seem to look that spectacular. You don't really look out onto anything other than just blue, and then it seems to kind of drop off, and you get this grey-looking horizon, which I don't think is the best, so I don't really think option 3 is an attractive one. Option 4 is this area over here to the east. This is a really nice looking area, very flat, so it'd be very easy to terraform. Could certainly do lots of buildings around here. I think the one thing which puts me off here is we have swamp views, which is obviously very handy for getting over to our quad witch huts, but I personally hate swamps. I think they look horrible. They've got the horrible color of green for the trees and the grass, and they just look terrible seeing those slimes bobbing around at nighttime. You know, it's not a very attractive look. So even though this area is kind of perfect for building on, that puts me off this. The mountain on this side isn't as pretty to look at. So I think, again, I'm leaning away from option number 4. Option number 5, I guess, would be right in the center of this, which is where we have this kind of forest and mountain. It'd probably be a really good area to build on. There would be a lot of terraforming involved, but it could potentially be really good. I guess it is further away from these mountains, but we do kind of get the best of everything, you know. We do have slight views of everything. We just about got the village, which you can see is lit up at nighttime. So yeah, we got option number 5. So I think for me it's between option number 1 and 5. I think I would probably lean towards option 1 purely because we have these mountain views. I just think that's really pretty. I've been staring at this the whole time. I've been coming back and forth to my storage chests, and I just think this is a spectacular view from here. So I think we're going to go with option number 1 for our town center. So I think it's going to be in this land here. Obviously, that means I'm going to have to tear up this starting area. I don't mind doing that, though, because that was going to have to be done eventually. So I think in the next clip, what we're going to do is let's break into a third-person time-lapse and let's take out some of this area and then do a little bit of terraforming to get this more suitable for building on. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Okay, so that's this area cleared and flattened now, so we got plenty of room to play with for building our new storage area. First of all, I wanted to apologize for the state of this path. It is disgusting. I don't know what I was thinking. There's just way too many blocks going on. It's too noisy, so I'm going to tidy this up at some point and just make it simpler. This was also a creeper explosion just a few minutes ago, and I haven't even bothered repairing this because I'm just going to tear this whole thing up anyway. I did relocate the nether portal up to the top of this hill, so I thought it would look much more grander being up here. It's a little bit basic at the moment, so I'll probably come along and detail this at some point later, and I may need to put further access behind this because we may have things over in this direction in the near future. But I'm pretty happy with this, and I can't take any of this stuff out just yet because I still have a heap of stuff in the chests. But for the storage area, I'm thinking this may be the entrance here. So I may need to push this further back. I may bring it further forward. But I think what's going to happen is we're going to walk through some doors here. I'll probably have some system in place so that mobs can't come in in. So I could have some kind of trap where, we can fire arrows from the ceiling onto the ground, or I could do that trick where you dig a big hole and then you place carpet over the top so that the mobs think there's a hole and they can't pass. So I basically want to make sure this place can't have any mobs in at all, because obviously when we have a storage system, we're going to need maximum protection. We don't want any creeper explosions by our chest, because that would obviously be very bad. But yeah, we walk through the corridor and I think it's going to open up into this grand room. On the left side, I want to have just our standard kind of sorting system area. So it's probably going to be a kind of square of chests. And it'll be a hybrid of sorted chests and unsorted chests. So we'll have some chests for places for things like our swords and our pickaxes, things that don't stack and can't be sorted. And then the rest will be all of our sortable items. And then behind us on the right hand side, we're going to have all of our bulk storage. So we'll have a place for our stone, our cobblestone, our dirt, anything that we're going to be, filling up many double chests. This is where it's going to go on this wall. And then I'll probably have another access to going outside on this bit. So it's going to take up most of this space, and I do want to make it quite grand as well. So I think we'll do a really high ceiling and just give it a really nice feel. Now regarding the actual sorting system, there's kind of two designs I had in mind. There may actually be other designs to choose from, I'm not too sure, but in my mind there's only really two main ones to choose from. The first is just the standard kind of, you have a double chest and you can only have one item into that chest using hoppers. And it's a really great system. It seems to be the most lag-friendly one out of all the ones I've built. I know it does use a lot of hoppers, but it just seems to be more efficient, I think. The downside to that is because you can only have one item per chest, it uses a lot of double chests, and you don't really need a lot of that space because some of it's wasted. Things like your colored wool, you're not going to have a full double chest of, say, pink wool. So it's kind of, you get lots of empty space. It's not needed. The second option is one where you use the entire chest, but everything gets sorted into that entire chest, so it's great. It's a place where you can keep, say, all of your colored wool. The downside is you have to make sure every single slot is, something is in every single slot, so you have to leave at least one item. Now that's not so bad. It's not really that much of a downside. It's just a little bit of work to keep it like that. But I think the other downside to this, and the design I've actually got in mind, is the design by Tango Tech. I'll put a link to his video down in the description, and it's a really good design. However, the one I've built before, I built on a server, and it never seemed to work. I don't know if it was because it was on a server or if I did something wrong. I don't think I did anything wrong because I did check it again and again, following the tutorial exactly, and I just couldn't figure it out. It just wasn't working. I think what I've heard from other people say is that it has problems on servers because it relies heavily on redstone timings, and obviously that's an issue with the server. So I think we're going to build that, and because I'm doing this on a single player, it should be fine. I don't really like building redstone things that don't work on servers. When I build, redstone contraptions, I prefer to do them that I know will work on a server, because I know that you guys often copy things that you see on your Let's Plays, and you may be playing on a server and it won't work, and then everyone gets angry, and you get angry comments saying, why did you make me build this? So I don't really want to do that. But in this case, I might be able to make some changes to make it work. It might work. Maybe I did something wrong before, but I think we're going to go with this design anyway. So if you follow his tutorial, it's a really nice, simple build, and it looks pretty great as well. So you would have your kind of line of chests. I think I'm going to take them 5 high. In the tutorial, they go 6 high. The one I built before, I did 4 high. I think it may need to be an even number, but I'm going to see if I can figure out doing 5 high. I might be wrong about that, but I'll find out in a bit, I guess. So you have your chest like this, and then you use a block next to it, and I'm going to use acacia because I think it's a really gorgeous texture. So this is going to be up like that. Then you get 1 block space, and then you have another block here. So just place this one in, if I can get that on. Yep. And then you continue on with your chests. And I think what I'm going to do is I'll do another row of chests there. Then we're going to have a corner. There's going to be more chests there. Then we have 1 gap, more chests here. So I'll just place 1 down just so you can see where they're going to go. Not there. That's our gap. Gonna have some there, and then we're gonna have another block there, 2 more chests, then we have 1 space. You have to move, please. Please move. Thank you. 2 more chests there, and then our block. And then in addition to that, I want to do 1 more row of chests on both sides in this area, and this is going to be our unsorted chests. So I think there's going to be, what is this? There's going to be 10 there, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So we're going to have 60 sorted chests, and then we're going to have 20 unsorted. So these will be the ones for our, pickaxes, our enchanted books, anything that can't be sorted or we don't necessarily want it to be sorted. In between these, this just needs to be any kind of block. What I wanted to do here was, as far as I can tell, there's only 1 block in Minecraft that's currently animated, and that is the sea lantern. I don't have any on me to show you, but if you take a look at the sea lantern, you'll see that the texture actually changes on the block. And it's a really nice addition to Minecraft because it just gives that extra depth to the texture. In the new Minecraft 1.10, I believe we're now going to get the magma block, which is also a kind of dynamic texture. So that should be a really nice addition. Now, there is actually one other block which is kind of dynamic texture, which seems to be forgotten quite a lot, and that's what I want to put in this space. To do this, I'm just going to put a temporary block in here for now, and I need to do one on the back side. So this isn't going to stay there. The kind of dynamic block is actually water. So if I place a water source block there, it should flow down in a line. This will obviously be much higher, but it's actually the kind of, as far as I can tell, it's the only other dynamic block to sea lanterns. It's got this really nice texture that moves. In addition, it lets light through because it's transparent, and we can actually walk through it, so it could give us access to all of our redstone mechanisms behind. And then I guess finally, because it's blue, the blue looks fantastic next to the grey, so it's a really nice color combo. I love this look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this water stream in each of these gaps, and it does give a really nice look to everything. You can actually hide things down here as well, so you can put things like anchors and secret chests and things, so it should look really nice. We're going to have our kind of input chest, which is going to be right in the center. I'll probably do something nice with this to give it that kind of vibe as if it was one of these chests from, say, The Legend of Zelda, where you have like this red carpet that surrounds it. Just looks like it's leading you towards it. Regarding the outside of this building, I'm still not 100% sure what I'm going to do, but I think I'm going to give it a very kind of castle theme. I know, again, that means I'm going to be using stone bricks, and I don't want to do too many stone bricks because I know it can be overdone, but at the same time, stone bricks are a really good texture to use. I think it's the only texture in the game where you just get so many different choices. You've got the stair, you've got the half slab, you can have the mossy stone bricks, you can have the cracked stone bricks, the chiseled ones. So I think it's the only block that just gives you so many different options for it. And obviously when you build these things for detail, you kind of need a block that has a stair and a half slab, just so it gives you that extra option to have depth. I think the only one that comes closest is the cobblestone, which has the mossy cobblestone, but it's still nowhere near as detailed as having this full option. But I can kind of lean out a little bit by using some more of the acacia. And one good thing to know about acacia is if you actually put a chiseled stone bricks down, and then you do some acacia wood in that, and then you finish it off with more chiseled stone bricks, this actually has a very metallic feel to it. So, it looks like some kind of structure on the outside. I think the nice thing about acacia is it does have that silver metallic look. So I think this is going to look really great on the outside. And then I want to use both andesite and diorite. And we can do this kind of staggered back slightly. And I'll probably do a line of diorite in the middle, so it should just give a really nice texture. And then of course I can put things like vines and leaves, and I think I might actually do some water on the outside as well, just to give it even more depth. So this is what the outside's going to look like. On the top we'll do kind of a castle style jaggedy edge. I think we'll have some kind of walkways where you can go along and shoot mobs if you need to. I think it's going to look really good. And then on the inside we'll do some kind of grand opening. I'm not too sure what material I'll use with the roof, but I think I'm going to use some dark wood around here as well, because I love using dark wood. It's a really nice texture. It goes well with spruce logs. but I don't think I'm going to use any spruce logs in this. I think this is a really pretty book. So let me go do some of this building off camera, get this kind of basic shell down, decide how far out this needs to go. I need to kind of plan how much space I'm going to need with all of the sorting system. So I need to go basically watch the tutorial, figure out how big this thing is, and try and decide where to place it exactly. So I'll go do this off camera, and I will catch you guys in just a minute. And the main storage area is now complete, and I love the look of this. I love this chest in the center with the red carpet. It just makes me think of one of the Zelda games. I love the water on the acacia wood. I love the fact that it's dynamic texture. It gives this room some movement, and it just looks so good. I really like the floor as well. I've gone for another stone brick kind of texture with the occasional bit of detail. And then around the edges, I decided to do this kind of stair and trapdoor look. And my thinking behind this is it's kind of like a drain, so it's a place to capture any kind of rainwater or, leaks and things that are coming from the ceiling. And then the water gets channeled into these drains. And then beneath them, I've just done a glowstone and then some oak leaves to, just kind of dampen some of the lighting coming out of this. And I guess the oak leaves are some kind of, growth or things that have been washed down the drain over the years. So I think it looks really good. And I think when we get the lighting sorted behind, we're going to get some nice glow coming through the water and from behind the chests. So I'm really happy with this. This, of course, is going to be our input chest. So we're going to have hoppers underneath, and we'll throw in all of our items that will get sorted into these chests. This is also going to be the input for our bulk items. So our cobblestone and our dirt, they'll probably get channeled under the ground, and then we'll have to put them into a sorting system underneath. And I think that's going to get then transported over to this side. So we'll have our bulk storage over here for cobblestone and dirt and everything for that. But I'm really happy with this. I think I did have to move everything back by about 3 or 4 blocks. There's quite a large area here, so I don't want to waste too much of this space. So I've just pushed everything back, which does mean that the doorway is going to be shifted further to the right, but that's not so bad. I think regarding this corridor as well, because this red carpet looks fantastic, I want to keep with the color theme, and I want to try and add a bit more color here. So what I was thinking is if we just take chisel some bricks out, I think we'll stick with the pillar theme along here. So I'm going to do this, 5 high, 6 high actually, so yep, we got 4 along there. And then I'm going to use some of the orange stained clay. Now I don't know if I'll stick with orange. It doesn't need to stay this color, but I think it might look pretty good. In the center, I want to use some dark oak stairs. And then behind that, I was thinking of doing some cobblestone, because cobblestone looks really good next to dark oak. It should be a nice contrast as well to everything. If I just build myself a pillar here as well. On top of the cobblestone, I was thinking we could do 2 lights. I'll probably put a lever on behind that, and then we'll do another cobblestone on that, and then this is going to be some... not there. This is going to be some oak stairs. Let me try and replace this. That's better. And then here we will have another pillar. So this whole alcove will be 5 wide. Let me just put this on as well. Yep. Last one. And then I guess we could probably detail the center a bit. So I was going to use some dark oak fences just to put them around the sides. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, that looks really nice. I guess I could probably do something else in the center. I'm not too sure. I could maybe put some trapdoors over the cobblestone just to give another dimension to everything. I think that's going to look really good though, and this red carpet I'll probably continue down this line, so just to keep in with this theme. I might swap this out for a different color if the orange doesn't work with everything, but that's easy enough to do, so I'm going to leave it for the orange for now, and then I think we'll stick with the dark oak roof on this thing. I want to try and keep it dark as well, but at the same time I definitely don't want any mobs spawning in here, so I can probably make it dark with the materials, but have plenty of lighting under the ground to make sure we don't have any spawns coming in. And I think above this I might have a platform, but I can just keep that half slab so that we don't get any mobs spawning up there. And I'm really happy with this. I think it looks really good. I can't wait to get the ceiling in place. I'm going to do something quite grand as well, so this is going to be quite a big chamber. I think it's going to look pretty special when it's done. But sadly that is all I have time for in this episode, so thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this, and if you have, please do leave a like. If you want to keep up with my latest tutorials or catch up with the next episodes, then please do subscribe. I've been Eli, thank you for watching.